point.
Do we have a countdown?
Yeah. All right. Good evening. Good evening from my home office. Not from the attic tonight, from my home office here in.
Very posh.
It's very posh. Well, you can see that there's a little collage of sporting things behind me.
Hey, have you read all those books?
None of the books in this house are my books. They're all my wife's books, all of them. I own about 30 books, and that's it. And we have at least 2 bookshelves in every room of the house.
You can't count comic books, Lee.
No, I think we have probably easily 1,000 books, maybe more. Every room in our house, except the bathrooms, has at least 2 bookshelves. All of them.
Oh, my bathroom has at least 3.
She reads books like nobody have ever known. Well, she does have a PhD. I'm sitting right underneath it, actually. Her PhD from BC. The diploma is right above me.
Was that a pretty hot dad?
Huh?
Is that a pretty hot dad?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's exactly what it stands for. Yeah, no, she reads books like you wouldn't believe. Our book when we moved. I mean, we moved here. We probably had hundreds of boxes of books. It was like nothing I've ever seen. Anyway, I see the chat room filling up. There's Rebecca. There's Neil.
There's Rob.
There's Fo. Oh, there's Rob. Rob, what are you doing? I thought you were coming on. Rob's in the chat room. I mean, come on if you want to. Did he not get the link? Oh well. I don't know. Whatever. There's
gotta have to catch up on all these people now.
Yeah. All right. So I got to do my stuff we always do. So yes, it's American Hammers TV, part of the American Hammers Network. I'm not used to looking. See, I'm looking up because I'm looking at I got 3 monitors now, and this one's way over here. See, so I got to look into the camera, which is sort of weird. Yeah, it's part of, so as you know, AmericanHammers.net, our website, fantastic things you can buy. You can buy a framed print of the American Hammers TV logo, or any show logo you want. It's amazing what you can buy on. You can buy skateboards. You know, I saw the other day you can buy skateboards. You can buy all kinds of stuff that's like American Hammers TV branded or with West Ham branding, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, check out AmericanHammers.net.
Can you buy a Ukrainian wife?
As long as she comes with an American Hammers TV top, then yes. Yes, you can.
Very good on dodging the branding part.
You put one of them in the shop and I'll buy it right now.
Yeah, you could buy a Ukrainian wife. Well, you know, when I was in high school, I decided that I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Keep in mind, I was like 16. The perfect woman was a blonde, virgin Swedish masseuse who was unable to speak,
with a flat head and 4 foot tall.
That was the wife I was looking for. So did not work out that way.
She was inflatable.
Well, you take what you can get, right?
Hit the nail on the head.
Did not work out that way. All right. My first wife was blonde, sort of. I mean, you know, more or less. But anyway, so it didn't work out that way. But yeah, if you want to, check out our website. If you want to come on the show, like Rob, who just came on the show. Wait, where'd Chaz go? Where did he go?
He decided it was too highbrow a discussion.
Did he get bounced? Chaz, there he is.
He's half Ukrainian. He doesn't like where this is going.
he used to be blonde.
He would have to find the blonde virgin Swedish masseuse. The masseuse part is important, by the way.
My back has been hurting a lot lately.
Yeah, and unable to speak. She's just she can cook. Obviously that too. So, I don't think there are many.
She's from IKEA.
Yeah, she's from IKEA. That's right.
Honey, do you want to feed you some meatballs?
You pick her out in the top part, but then you have to go down to that basement part, like to take her off the shelf. You know, that's how IKEA works. Anyway, we're off to a roaring.
But you can stop and let her have a nibble of the balls on the way down, though. You know.
Well, you can always get balls at IKEA. IKEA has tons of balls. If you want
so
balls.
So she's still missing the screws like every other piece of IKEA furniture?
Yeah, she comes with those little wrenches.
Let's be honest here. I'm going to be totally sexist. All women are missing a few screws.
You put her together with a little wrench
as well.
Do what?
So that must have been your first wife because you didn't read the instructions, Lee.
That's right. I did not read the instructions on the first wife. I guarantee you that. I, however, was told the instructions many times, so I learned them eventually.
Did you have a wobbly leg?
I had a wobbly bank account. Was more like what happened. Yeah, that was
Too much
more-
IKEA time.
Yeah, IKEA would have been great. No, IKEA. If her taste had run in the IKEA channel, it would have not been so bad.
Carpets, did they match the curtains?
Yeah, well, I mean, she's never going to see this, right?
No.
Yeah. No,
Oh.
she was attractive. She wasn't.
I'm
She was nice looking.
impressed.
She was legit. You know, we were very.
Did she look like the bearded Wonder's head?
Well, I mean, that sort of depended on the day and the time. So yeah.
Tim's never going to allow any of us to come back.
No, I know. It's called an Allen. That's what it's called. It's called an Allen key. Yeah, I knew that, or an Allen wrench. I think it's called.
Rebecca's right.
Rebecca, I said she was. I said she was cute.
I'm cute.
No.
In a bald, fat sort of way.
Although I sort of have a feeling that if you and I had gotten married, we'd probably still be married. It probably would have worked out better than it did.
What, me and you, Lee?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, probably.
It probably would have.
Nice head of hair.
I mean, you get to a certain...
What color are your eyes, Lee?
They're brown. Yeah,
that means you're full of shit up to there, right?
That's exactly what it means. That's exactly what it means. Yeah, I mean, listen, you get to a certain age, and you lose a lot of your prurient interests, and all you really want to do is sit around and drink beer and watch the football. I think you and I could do that. I think
tell you what, I think we'd be brilliant roommates.
I think we'd make a
perfect marriage,
couple.
and we just don't have to put the sex in it. It'd be the perfect marriage.
Right, exactly.
I'm really not into hairy asses, even though I've been out with a few Greek birds in my time. I'm really not into the hairy asses.
Well,
Tim's never going to have me on again. He's probably going right now.
I have a nice surprise for you.
Why did I say yes?
For you if that's the case? I have a nice surprise. No. Smooth as Rob's head as well.
Rogaine for men on the bottom.
That's right.
Hang on, Rob, stand up just a little bit. Can you feel this?
Yeah, this is true, by the way. They literally crack. That's the key. Is they're hard.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they're not soft like real pancakes. They actually shatter if you drop them on the ground.
So they're like unleavened bread?
Just like white
Yes, they're like unleavened bread. Yes, that's right. You can just have them for
just like my balls when I'm not wearing underpants, basically.
Yeah, you can have them for Passover or have them for communion. It's fine. You just break them up. Makes a nice little body of Christ if you're having communion. Lovely little.
Or if you forgot the puck for hockey day.
Yeah, exactly. That too. Or if you just want to do a little frisbee or a little discus, who doesn't like to throw a discus in the backyard? That's I think that's something we all do. Anyway, so John in Philly, Wayne in Dallas, Chaz in Maryland, and Rob, it's still stuck in that hotel room, I see.
Yes, I can't seem to leave it.
That's awful. I'm so sorry.
Bloody hell, mate. Have you at least started decorating it and making it your own?
Not yet, but the staff's real friendly. They're like, man, you're still here? Can you leave?
But you have other. I mean, you're in the Navy, and so you have other Navy people there with you, right?
Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of people stuck here right now. Actually,
is there a bar there?
Sorry,
is there a bar there?
There's a bottle shop where you go get alcohol, but yeah, no bar. Everything's closed.
Do they know you by
Have they
first
walked
name there
in
at the
on
bottle
you?
shop?
All right, what's that?
Chaz is taking it to another level.
Chaz is working blue. He's working blue already. He's working claret and blue. That's what he's doing. He's working claret and blue.
It's the first time since the London trip.
By the way, I like that hat. And I tell you, I saw that hat for sale on the club website, and I thought, you know what? The only problem is I cannot, at my age, I cannot wear a flat brim snapback hat. I can't do it.
I'll put it this way: I bought this, and I bought a jacket. I washed the jacket one time, and the hammers are already coming off of it.
Yeah, so that's clearly a West Ham jacket. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously.
Then I got banned from the West Ham shop for antagonizing.
Did you? How do you get banned from an online store?
Being American?
Why can't you just register at a different name or something and go back in?
Oh, I did.
Oh, okay. You know
3
what
or
happens
4
to me?
times.
I ordered 2 little footballs from the West Ham store for my boys, and I pumped one of them up. You know, they come totally flat, right? They come with no air in them at all. I pumped one of them up and immediately popped, and that was it. It just popped.
Blimey.
And my wife said, "Oh, you should send it back, or you should let them know this happened." I forgot to do it, so now I just have it's probably in this room somewhere. I just have a flat popped, West Ham football that's totally useless.
If it's green or blue, you should use it as the background.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You guys got to. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you this real quick here. So I was doing backgrounds, all right. But as it turns out, you can see it now. Look, you can see it now. So you're supposed to have a green screen or a blue screen to do a background, like on Zoom, But because the sleeves of the shirt are blue, it picks it up. So look, I have the Bolin in the background. So you can see like as I move here. You can see this is the only place where the Bolin still lives is in the sleeves of my shirt.
See, I would be really tempted to get a pair of black shorts that I've got and paint a big blue hole on the butthole of them, and then just bend over and stick my butt up at the camera. That's what I'd be tempted to do.
If you do that, I'm calling you Blue's Clues.
Yeah, so I kind of like this. I kind of like it. And also, Chaz said this could be next season's keeper shirt with the green. The green on it, which I thought was pretty good. Anyways, we're now 11 minutes and 57 seconds into the show and haven't mentioned anything about.
Hey, speaking of shirts, though, you said
you might
were
be
talking about shirt stuff.
The thing is, you might be on acid, Rebecca. You don't know if you are or you're not. That's how that works. So
you are on acid, Rebecca.
You are.
Has
on
anyone
acid,
seen
probably.
the 80s tribute stuff in the West Ham shop? What do you think of it?
Oh,
The
it's
80s
nice.
stuff?
Yeah, I like it. I'll probably get a jacket. I think I want to get a jacket at some point. Yeah. It looks really good.
I'm thinking about the blue jacket.
Yeah, the blue one. Yeah, I like the blue one. Yeah, it's really nice. It's
white one. White one I would just get dirty too quickly, and the red one just doesn't look right.
I can't wear white clothes. I mean,
I like the white one. I'll just get it dirty. Get a 5-year-old at home.
It looks nice though, doesn't it? It does look nice.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I have 2 kids, and it's not, my 6-year-old just comes up to me, bop, bop, bop. He just hits me and paws me all the time. So he'd have something on his hands, peanut butter or something, would get all over me. John, have you always had the facial hair?
No.
So is this a quarantine lockdown thing?
It's a laziness thing where I just can't be bothered to shave.
But you were shaving part of your face.
Smell it from here, mate.
No, I'm not shaving part of my face. I just cannot grow a full beard. Even though at the ripe old age of 36, like this just doesn't happen. So
is that it?
Oh yeah, it's terrible. Well, yeah, it's patchy here. Like it's just shit. Yeah, it's crap. So, I just, like every 2 weeks, I'll give it a trim. Like can't be bothered.
I just didn't shave this morning.
Yes.
So go back to an earlier question. Does the carpet match the drapes or whatever he said? The curtains match the carpet?
Yeah, I'm bald down there, just like right here. So.
Right. No, I get that. Totally.
It's strange. It's a very strange thing. I've noticed that during the course of the years, because I'm not American, so I've been wearing like trousers my whole life instead of shorts. The backs of my calves are absolutely hairless. Totally hairless. Just the backs of my calves. They're like there's not one teeny little follicle on them.
And you say you're having trouble in your marriage. What woman wouldn't love a smooth calf?
A hairless calf.
A hairless calf.
They're beautifully formed and they're smooth as a baby's bottom.
You know what? My dad's calves were the same way because he didn't wear shorts. He was a banker and he wore like suits and stuff and tall socks.
My dad's a banker. I was gonna say he wears the dress socks and it's like surprise. Yeah. There's nothing there.
Yeah, his like from the knee down, he was totally smooth. He was like a swimmer,
That's me.
Yeah, total like nothing. Yeah, it was.
Does that turn you on, Becca?
This somewhere.
Hey, listen, it's the middle of the night over there. I mean, God only knows what she's doing watching us anyway.
I don't know, but she'll never get to sleep with this conversation.
No, of course not. Yeah. Wait, no. She wants to see you with a tat. Well, you could just sort of imagine if you took away the beard. You know.
I've
what
got a
the,
picture of me with the tash. I'm not a very pretty sight with a tash.
I don't even know what this means. What is? Wait, I've seen that show, haven't I? Yeah, I've seen that
Oh,
show.
come
Wasn't it the one with
Is it a
one of
show
the
that you
guys-
see on certain websites that end in xx.com?
No,
No,
it was
but-
an English show.
It was the guy that used to be in the Young Ones. What's his
Yeah,
face?
yeah,
Not
yeah,
Rick
yeah,
Mail. Rick Mail and what's his face? And Adrian
Adrian
Peterson.
Peterson.
Ah.
Yeah, exactly.
Abe Edmonton.
That was Rocky's wife, Adrian. Yo, Adrian, that's pretty funny.
Yo, Adrian, come and check out my silky smooth calves. They're awesome.
Oh,
they are.
Adrian, we gotta go to the meat shop.
I could have been a contender if they hadn't seen my calves.
Yeah, Rick Bale. Oh, whoops. Hang on. That was the wrong one. Rick Bale. Yeah, right. From the Young Ones. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's
love
right.
the
So
Young Ones.
it is like an episode of
This has got
Adrian
nothing
Edmondson.
to do
Adrian-
with West Ham tonight, has it?
Adrian Edmondson. That now
We've already committed to this.
who's also
Get
no,
to know
this is what we're doing for the next 45 minutes. Adrian Edmondson, who who also founded a city in Canada. Not many people know that. Home of the
Yeah.
Edmonton Oilers and the Edmonton Eskimos. Anyway, so
You mean Northern America?
I mean, yeah. Well, they don't. You know, dude.
Hey?
I respect Canada, man. Canada's got a lot going for it. You know, not a lot of
They got a-
nice weather.
They got a cool flag. I like the flag. It's kind
I
of
like
cool.
the flag. The anthem is
Beautiful
quality.
flag.
The anthem is quality. The flag is good.
Their
And,
syrup is delicious.
The
Yes, their
strip
syrup
clubs in
is
Toronto are brilliant.
well. Montreal, I think, is well known too for and then they have, of course, it's the First Nation of hockey, which is probably my second favorite sport. So that's something. Anyway, let's
When does
talk
Tim pull the
about-
plug on us?
Do what?
When does Tim pull the plug on us?
There's no way he's
He pulled
watching.
his last,
There's no way
he
he's
pulled his
watching.
last few strands of hair out about 5 minutes ago, and he's gone to bed.
I don't have any angry Facebook messages from him, so he's totally not watching right now. There's no way, because otherwise he'd just be like, yeah. So all right. So if you want to talk football, I'll talk football.
We have to.
No, I don't think we do. Well,
I'm joking. Go on.
look.
I'm all
Okay. So what is it now? So I saw a great tweet today. All right. Maybe I could even find it because I got 3 monitors now. Now that I'm not in the attic anymore. I
Take him half
found
an
it.
hour to find it on one of those 3 monitors.
I saw a great tweet today with it said something like, none of the players want to play, and no matter what happens with relegation, there's going to be lawsuits anyway. So it was just like,
I saw that.
what do you say? I don't know. But here's my favorite piece of news today, though. Guess who comes out all concerned about social distancing because he doesn't want to get COVID? Jack Wilshere.
Boris Johnson.
No, it's Jack Wilshere.
Dude, I was just bringing that up.
Who never
I was
plays.
just bringing that up on my monitor.
Who hasn't had to be near anybody for like 2 years because he hasn't played,
Well,
except he hides
he
in a
has-
dryer.
He has his favorite physio, so he wants to stay away from her
Right.
or him.
Yeah, or whatever. But Jack Wilshere, who like never does anything, is all worried about. But he probably is the one who should be most worried about catching it, given his history.
No,
Yeah.
because he can't catch
He hasn't
anything.
played in 2 years, right?
So do what? I didn't hear you, Rob.
Then of course he's afraid to play. He hasn't played in 2 years.
That's exactly. Yeah, he's just like. Actually, I'd like to keep collecting those checks for not doing anything. That sounds kind of good. Like, keep paying me for, I'm really working hard to come back, guys. Oh, pandemic. Oh, what a shame. Another year of checks without doing anything. Wow, that's what an unfortunate situation. But yeah, so a lot of players say they don't want to play.
I want to know one thing though. How can you play and still stay 6 feet apart from people?
Well, haven't you heard that you're supposed to turn your head away when you're tackled? Did you not hear this? Did you not read this
they
today?
didn't say that
Did you
today.
see this? Oh, I'm not making any of this up. You are supposed. First of all, they're training. They're all wearing masks. They're disinfecting the pitch after each training session. There's only 5 players
How
that
do you disinfect the pitch?
I have no idea how you do that. I don't know what you do. You go.
It's those big pumps that
I
you
don't
just.
know how you did it back in your day. Back in my day, we used to piss on it.
Right. You go
enough
pour
ammonia.
you pour bleach on it, or you shine an ultraviolet light on it. Probably is what
That'd
you
be
do.
great for the
'Cause
grass.
that disinfects everything. But no, you pour bleach on it. I don't know what you do. Disinfect the pitch. I don't know what
Wait,
that means.
so are they finally going to do something about spitting? My mum is going to be so happy.
As long as they ban the snot rockets, okay? Every time you get a close up of a player, he's got one of these where he's blowing out of his nose. You know what I mean? Like he holds one nostril and shoots it out the other. This is like, it's like the camera. They know when it's going to happen. They know when they're going to catch it. So yeah, so you're supposed to. So
They're gonna
there's
have
only
to swallow it.
there's only that's right. Like the rest of us, there's only 5 players on the pitch allowed at a time if for training. I think I saw that they're wearing masks, although I could be wrong about that. I'm not totally sure. It's 75-minute training sessions, and they disinfect the ball and the pitch and whatever you do that, everything else. So that's what we're doing now. So it's not as though they are, headed for training like, headed for matches like next week. It seems. And then the recommendation is, I don't know if it's a recommendation or if it's a new law. I don't know what you call it, but you turn your head if you're being tackled or if you're tackling somebody. Oh, like a dramatic little.
These fucking idiots can't even jump without their elbows in the air, and they're going to tackle with their head sideways.
And then
So it's La Liga.
my favorite thing is that somebody, some study from some organization in Denmark, I think it was a university in Denmark, found that players are only in contact with other players for 88 seconds during a match. 88 seconds, which means they've been watching West Ham, obviously.
Unless it's Mark Noble and pulling a Tottenham player off the pitch.
Unless it's Mark Noble, like getting up in Pogba's face when he's 6 inches shorter, or like carrying a Tottenham player off the pitch. Yeah, no, unless it's Mark Noble. 88. Okay, so 88 seconds, which again, clearly you're watching the West Ham midfield there get shredded.
You're watching Jack Wilshere coming off the bench and then back onto the bench.
You're watching Pablo Zabaleta. Poor Pablo, we all love him, but he's getting a little old.
Be a great way to clear a channel, though, wouldn't it? You just keep on running down pitch and going. I mean, as you're going down pitch.
You get Ogbonna and Diop in sneeze training immediately.
Yeah.
We should. Yeah, you just get into coughing, some sneezing. Well, okay. So
that just means Tottenham might actually win with what's his name in midfield now.
You mean
Kim? No.
The
Korean
guy? Son,
Yeah.
Son, who's gone and done his military service now in South Korea. Apparently, got a little award for it too. Evidently, but yeah. So 88 seconds during a match. But who cares? But okay, if you read up on what causes the spread of this disease, it is prolonged exposure indoors to other people, mostly. So if you think about it, these guys are going to be in the changing room. They're going to be doing team talks. They're going to be showering. They're going to be, they spend a lot of time indoors together before they go out for 2 hours on the pitch. You know what I mean? So that to me is why I don't, and if they're worried about it, I don't see that being mitigated. Do you know what I mean?
It's an easy fix. They're all bullshitting about it. All they have to do is take the advice of our illustrious president, take a quick swig of bleach, but half-time instead of a water bottle, and it will disappear. It works, right? Or get one of those ultraviolet lights and shine it up their jacksie before they go out on the field. That'll kill it all off.
Don't cross the street.
Change from the old orange slices at halftime there.
Exactly.
That's
put the orange slices in some bleach beforehand. There you go. It'll be
well, you guys know the old Rodney
Cheeto
Marsh
slices.
Story. You guys know the old Rodney Marsh story, right? The old Rodney Marsh story about when he moved. I don't remember where he played for Manchester City and he moved to another club. And the manager puts him into the match, starts him in his first match, and he says, Marsh, he says, if you're not any good out there, I'm going to pull you off at halftime. And he says, cheers, coach. At our last club, all we got was a cup of tea. Nobody gets that. I think it's funny. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, you're gonna get the orange slices. So I'm just seeing. I'm just looking right now at a tweet from 1 minute ago. Well, I mean now it's like 5 minutes ago. West Ham fan zone. says Mark Noble and Troy Deeney spoke up with authority. I like this, with authority,
Okay.
and raised concerns during Wednesday's meeting, which has put
Puppy.
serious doubt over whether the Premier League can restart. This is supposedly from the Mirror, so it's probably not true. But yeah, so Mark Noble and Troy Deeney, the only thing Troy Deeney's ever done that has made me like him, spoke up with authority and raised concerns. So obviously you got two guys from, the infamous bottom six clubs who are only after their own self-interest, because the top six are up for the good of the game, guys. The top six clubs who want to restart the season, that's
It's
for the good
bullshit.
of the game. That's not for them. That's for the good of the game, right? That's for England and
They're
I
still
can't
not going to win World Cup.
Right. I can't think of English things. I was going to say like apple pie, but that's not English. Anyway, that's for meat pie and eels and whatever it is people eat there. It's for the country, for patriotism. The bottom six are just out for their own. They're just out for their own interest. That's all it is, But apparently Mark Noble and Troy Deeney have spoken up. So, and I know they're not the only ones.
They should all speak up. I think it's an absolute travesty that they're even
Right.
thinking about it, to be quite frank. I just don't see it's possible. Now, I'm reading something today, and they're like, well, there's a good reason why fans can't go to games, even if they socially distance. Just the sheer effect that what does a fan do? Shouts at the players,
Right.
and scream. Yeah, and when you shout, your germs go like at least an extra 30, 40 feet.
They do. That's true.
So I mean,
Actually makes it worse.
It's all baloney. It really is. They need to get real. I mean, I know we miss it. Christ, we miss it.
Of course we missed it. We come in here every week and talk about nothing.
I don't want anybody to get hurt. Even one of those money grabbing arseholes that doesn't play like the full 90 minutes. I don't want anyone to get hurt.
You have to be far more specific.
Yeah.
Roberto.
Yeah, I don't want Wilshere to get hurt again.
So the
Or
Korean,
Anderson.
so the K League told, I don't know if it was the K League or if it was the Korean baseball, whatever it is, KBO or
The Corona League.
right. The
Yeah,
K
that's
League
Mexico.
yeah. The K League told players not to shout at each other. They said that's one of the things you can't do. Don't shout at each other, because it's true. Shouting is like spreads your droplets farther than just speaking. Singing is the worst. Singing is the worst thing you can do, apparently. So it's
So
and you know what? I'm gonna tell you something else.
Absolute joke, isn't it?
This
How are
is
they
a
not going
good
to shout
point.
at people? Half the pictures the team uses on Facebook and all of the emails they send out are Aaron Cresswell or Mark Noble with their mouths wide open shouting.
Yes,
Passion!
it's true.
Or
This is-
Fabianski pointing on the side of the goal.
Right. This is a good point Rebecca makes too, because if you guys remember, right after all this started, one of the first, and I'm going to take a drink because I'm going to mention him, but PSG had a Champions League match in Paris. There goes. Oh yeah, he'll be back. PSG had a Champions League match in Paris, and it was behind closed doors, but thousands of people showed up outside the ground. And stood out there all next to each other, like singing and screaming and everything else. It didn't, it didn't matter that it was behind closed doors. People showed up and you could hear them from inside the stadium. You could hear them outside the stadium. People are going to do this. They're going to do this. They're going to show up. They're going to show up and hang out like outside the grounds. I mean, there's that to think about.
Yeah, not only are they going to show up outside the grounds, they're going to show up outside the grounds when Sky Sports is there for transfer in pandemic transfer. The door is shut in. It's
Yes.
all of it. It's all of it.
And in answer to Rebecca, I respect you, Rebecca. The referee's been wearing a mask for years.
Yeah, especially right. Yeah. That's the official mask of VAR officials, by the way. That's what they wear.
VAR officials.
Yeah, that's what they have to wear. So, I mean, it's just, I'll tell you the thing that probably makes me stop and think the most of all of it is, so you have everybody who's in a stadium for a match, all the players, all the trainers, all the staff, all the TV staff. It's going to be several.
They said about 300 people.
Yeah, several hundred people. So
Unless you're Chelsea.
They're all
300 people and half a dozen goats.
Yeah, they're all going to get tested before every match. I mean, is that how it's supposed to? Because you guys know that, and again, not to make a political statement, but we are in this country and in the UK, we're not doing a great job with testing right now. Like it's a little bit behind, where the experts say it should be. So are they going
Maryland had to buy a bunch of tests from South Korea.
Right. So are they going to reserve 300 tests per match per club and run those every week?
I think what I saw was that they were going to have people essentially walk through similar to an airport, like the scanner at an airport. And it'll just basically be an infrared picture and see what
What's that going to do?
Show whether they were an athletic support or not, probably, and that's about it.
Temperature don't matter either. Half the people are asymptomatic. At least half, if not more.
Couple of $4 like scary little blade on the pitch.
It's stupid, but
they're just going to see if you have smooth calves.
John, you're right, John. You're right, John, because I mean, there was something in the Times just the other week that said that a third of the people that have actually been diagnosed with COVID-19 are asymptomatic. So you're not even going to know.
No, it's nonsense.
Correct.
And if they're going to go and do this, which they're going to do because money and other reasons, but mostly money.
And Liverpool winning a title.
Yes, they need to do a buy one, give two scheme. That's what the Premier League should do. We'll buy one, and for every one that we buy for each one of these players, we'll donate 2 back to the public.
Yeah, I mean, they should. I just can't imagine that at a time when there's still a difficulty getting people tested that we're going to hold, that somebody is going to hold what would have to be thousands of tests every week. Unless, as you said, John or Chaz, they're just walking through the airport scanner and it's saying like, no, you don't have a fever, you're fine. I mean, which is not a good way to determine.
They're going to get the test before normal Joe on the street is anyway. So more money that the people have to spend, they're going to get the test first. It's the way it is.
Well, it is the way it is.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it safely, are they? Let's be honest here. They're not going to do it safely because the only safe way to do it would be to sequester them in one location where they don't see anybody for the length of time that they're playing the game, and that way you do have control over it. But they're going to have to do that to every single player for every single club, and that's going to cost more money than what it would cost for them not to play this season.
And they've already rejected that. The clubs have already said we're not going to do that. We want to play in our home stadiums. I don't know why. Why don't they just play out on an empty field somewhere? It doesn't matter. There's not going to be any fans. Just have somebody out there with a phone, just recording it for TV. I mean,
it can't be. You might as well just go to the place that we keep getting knocked off the last 2 years we were in Europa, in the middle of a mountain, and no one was actually there.
Astra fucking Gugu.
Go back to Astra Gugu. Go back to Astroglide in Romania. Yeah, that's maybe they should play some of these games at why don't they just play it like National League or what's the one below that? The Ryman League grounds. I mean, what difference does it make? It doesn't make any difference,
Because no one wants to go to Skin Grove.
I don't know where that is.
It's right on the border. I have a really good mate of mine that lives up there, and he keeps when I flew over, he's like, "You should come to a game," and I looked it up. It was like 6 hours. I was like, "No, not doing that at all."
It's like the Scottish Premier League. It's like somebody goes up there. I remember we had a Scottish lad from Glasgow that was watching some Major League Soccer with me here. And one of the guys on the pitch was like complaining that they were tackling him a little bit hard, and he was one of these players that wanted to be a big star over in Europe. And Alan turns around at him and he says, "You know what this kid needs? He needs half a season up in the fucking cold bollock north of Scotland." He says he'll come back a little blonde head with a fucking shriveled up ball bag, and that's. I don't know what that's got anything to do with what we were saying. I just felt like doing my Alan impression.
I don't know either.
No clue. I'm doing it, and I'm like, "Why the fuck am I saying this?"
It's a pretty good Scots accent. Every time I try to do one, it comes out Irish. So, yeah. But no. So I'm just looking at because everything is on Twitter here. So West Ham Fan Zone saying there's going to be like another vote next week about returning. It's going to just be round and around and around again and again. And as we talked about earlier, no matter what happens, there's going to be a lawsuit or there's going to be some sort of, already you see this in France. You see this with Amiens, who got relegated. They're taking it to court. They're like, the season didn't finish. You can't send us down. You're going to see, I think there's been some sort of issue in Scotland with Rangers and Celtic, as there always is.
Well, because they're only 7 points behind them.
Right. So they're basically saying, like, mathematically it's possible. Certainly stranger things have happened.
I'm a Rangers fan.
Yeah.
If the
Clubs are. I'm sorry, Rob. Go ahead.
So if the government just steps in and says, no, you can't hold any football, you can't hold any sports until, September 1st, October, November, wherever, then they could officially cancel the season. Be like, okay, hey, you guys are the champions. You guys are getting relegated. Our hands are tied. The government's saying we can't play the rest of the season.
Right.
Then that'd be the end of it.
Listen, I don't know how you all feel, but lawsuits would be the worst result for West Ham.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the owners that we go get 2 Bob lawyers.
Oh, yeah.
Not worth shit. And, of course, we're the one club that'll end up, they'll pretend like 3 are going down and it'll end up just being West Ham because we were too cheap to pay for proper solicitors.
Right. We'll go down to League 2 somehow. You know what I mean? And not just that we'll go down
3 leagues.
Yeah, we'll go down 3 leagues. We'll be down playing who's even in League 2? I have no idea.
How about this for an idea?
Sunderland, yeah, we'll be down there with Sunderland or Plymouth Argyle, whoever else is stuck down there.
How about this for an idea? Okay, we don't worry about finishing this season out. Okay, we say this is the number of games that have been played. This is the number of games that these are the points that everybody has, and we start the next season, but just add those points to the next season.
I mean, I don't see
so
why we have to
off in September with how many points do we have now? 18, 19, whatever it is.
Well, wait, I was saying that to Lee a few weeks ago, wasn't I? But I don't think it's going to start in September. I think you're going to have to pick this up. If you have that second wave or anything, you may be picking it up next May.
Yeah. I don't see any reason. Sorry, go ahead, Rob.
So Germany started relaxing everything.
Germany and Syria.
Well, Germany
3 times the amount of cases in the past week.
Yeah,
that's right. As a country, yes, that's correct. Yeah,
you've got that one team that's totally. They're all out of commission. The one German team, I can't think of the name of it.
I think it's Cologne.
Cologne.
Yeah.
Totally out of commission. Every single player is tested positive on the bloody squad.
See, you lot want us owned by Red Bulls. See what happens?
I don't. I don't.
I'll tell you, I don't think the Bundesliga makes it through the end of the season. In all honesty, I would love for it to because I would like to watch the football.
Through the end.
I don't think the Bundesliga makes it through the end of the season. And I'll tell you something else. First of all, another West Ham fan zone thing here supposedly from the Mirror. Clubs are set for the talks on Thursday. Among the players, it is understood that some are ready to resist it because of fears for themselves and their family members. That seems reasonable. The number I've seen is 50 players. I don't know how accurate that is. That's not really a whole lot for the whole league, but it doesn't take
Depends
that many.
on how much those players make.
Right, and who they are. It doesn't take that many. And I'll tell you something else. You really have to wonder. I mean, I was thinking today, some of these matches, mid-table clubs, not going to be in Europe in all likelihood, not threatened with relegation. Let's say somebody like Crystal Palace, I don't know. They're probably going to put out a League Cup type side. They're going to put out their best 11 players if they're worried about them getting what's a very damaging virus, or is it going to be a bunch of guys with no names on their shirts wearing number 78?
Are they going to get penalized for that though if they did it? And that's a whole side of it as well. Are we going to be giving yellow cards if somebody coughs a little bit too viciously at somebody who's coming at them?
To West Ham, yes.
You coughed too much, so we're giving you a yellow card for a cough. Let's get the Corona video review involved here. Let's see exactly how far. Let's show you what the vapor trail is of his cough,
Wayne,
and we'll see whether it hits him.
Wayne, who's the first player that dives from somebody coughing at him?
Harry Kane.
Let me think. The first player that dies from somebody coughing at him. Oh, it's got to be an Italian, hasn't it?
That's what I was going to say. It pretty much has to be, yeah.
It's got to be an Italian.
Here's a better question. When they mark for the free kicks, are they going to be using hand sanitizer or actual, the foam still?
It's bleach.
Bleach. Okay.
That's how they
Just want to make sure. I got to figure out where to invest the money lately.
They're just gonna set a little strip of the pitch on fire. Just like go out there with those little flame sticks. You know, if you throw some gas down, just
Toilet paper stops the virus, so they'll just mark it with an X with toilet paper.
yeah. Exactly.
Raheem Sterling. There you go, John.
Yeah.
Raheem Sterling. I was thinking about that a lot. Raheem Sterling's going to be the first one that drops because somebody coughs on him.
That's
Because you
true.
could fart on the guy and break him in half.
And I
It's
just
gonna be
learned
the
that.
striker from the Hornets or whatever the fuck they're called now, from Watford.
From Watford, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Troy Deeney?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's the one who with Mark Noble who was like saying they don't want to play.
Yeah,
By the
he'll
way,
still fall down.
I just learned that Neil used to live in a place called Hoe Lane, close to the Lambourne end. Well, we all like being close to the Lambourne end if we can. But I like Hoe Lane. That's really good actually.
Well, some of us in the Maryland Hammers have been watching Belarus, and we've been cheering for the Slutskis.
Oh, I'm
So,
totally.
we're gonna-
Slutskies. Oh, I'm totally in
I
favour.
have
of
publicly
cheering
said
for the
that I'm a fan
Slutskis.
of FK Slutsk, FK Slutsk, and of course Daegu United in Korea because they're the most West Ham of all the clubs, and Hamburg in Germany, even though they're not in the Bundesliga anymore, they're in the second division. I've kind of like followed Hamburg for a while since I saw him play many years ago. But yeah, I have a feeling the Bundesliga is not gonna. We'll see. I just have a feeling they're not gonna make it
Is it next week it starts?
this weekend.
This
Yeah,
weekend?
Yeah, it's
Lee, I'm a little disappointed that you really do the French pronunciations so with so much passion, and yet the German ones were just hung out to dry like Hamburg.
Okay,
Hamburg.
I took German in high school.
Hamburg.
I took German in high school and in college, so I should do better. But I don't really. Yeah, I haven't really tried to be
I had
honest.
a blast my time in Germany. I had the most wonderful time of my life. Loved the Germans.
Really?
Yeah, I tell you what, it's funny. My whole life I'd been like, I hate the bloody Germans. When it comes to football, I do. I hate them.
Yeah,
But,
sure.
But when I went over and I took a play over to Mainz in Germany, and I said the people there are the friendliest, nicest, most welcoming people I've ever met in my life. I think it may have helped a little bit that I was there with a Jewish girl, and whenever she got a couple of drinks inside, she'd be like, "You killed all my family."
Oh my god.
Which she did that. She was so drunk on the airplane flying over. We were walking through immigration, and she was saying it there. Don't look at me. Your people killed my family. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, shut up, Shari.
Well, she's not wrong, but anyway,
Oh, we got a lot of free drinks bought for it.
nobody
Reparations.
drops an awkwardness bomb like Wayne. Nobody can do what you
Nothing bothers
do.
me. Nothing bothers me.
No, it doesn't bother. It's just I don't know. It wouldn't have been the like. I didn't think we'd do a lot of Holocaust material tonight, but
There was a lot of things we weren't planning on doing tonight.
here we are.
Well, let's be
are.
honest. We didn't really plan on anything.
No, we didn't,
tonight.
we didn't plan on anything. No, that's true. We didn't plan on anything, which is
Wayne always does that. What is it? The dark tourism or whatever that is.
yeah.
Talking about his Russian girlfriend that went to the gulags back in the day as well.
Reminds me of the hooker I used to go out with.
When you played rugby. No. Anyway.
Wasn't
Never
an
mind.
egg shape.
You got it from IKEA.
Positional.
She came with an Allen wrench. She came with an Allen key. Yeah, that's how it works. Wait, what is this? Barbecue? What? Where was this in Germany? Would you barbecue in Germany?
That is evil. That is absolutely evil, Neil. That's really evil. That's evil. It's terrible. I was there with this girl. Her name was Daniela, and you know how they have those spit shields over like counters.
Oh yeah.
So like people don't cut. Well, we've got them everywhere these days. But she was like, oh, look at these cakes, and she went down like that, and it was like a very like bulbous shield, and she smacked her head into this shield, and I've never heard anything
That's
so
awesome.
loud enough. entire life.
I gotta be
And
quiet.
the
I
three
forgot.
people that were behind it was like a patisserie shop. The three people that were behind the counter in the German patisserie shop were pissing their pants laughing. And I was crying with laughter. She just went, "Oh, those look good." Bang! Wallop! Oh my lord! A couple hours later, we were in a
I wish I could have
museum.
been there for that.
A couple hours
I
later,
wish I
we
could
were
have
in a
been there for
museum,
that.
and she walked through a glass door. She walked smack into a glass door. She was a lovely girl.
Just your type. Yeah.
Oh God, wonderful girl.
Personality.
Daniela,
Just-
love you to death.
Just a little too much mustard.
Oh,
Spicy. Yeah. Okay. So now we have another.
Hold on,
team.
can we sidebar?
Huh?
Can we?
Yeah.
Are you drinking a Grolsch right now?
No, I'm drinking a homebrew that's in a Grolsch bottle.
Oh,
homebrew
yeah.
of what, John?
It's a pandemic pale ale, is what I'm calling it.
A panny pale.
Yeah, panny pale.
It'll take your breath away. It's breathtakingly good.
You should
Yeah.
call it a pandemic pale ale. Ale.
Oh,
And that way you could call it
that's
PPE.
that's good. No, that's clever. So now we have more West Ham fan zone because that's all I'm doing is just looking at Twitter while you talk. Every club will have to bring the views of their players again from the Mirror, so it's probably not true. It seems certain clubs are facing up to the prospect that not all players will report back, even if training starts next week ahead of the first game probably being played or potentially being played on June 12th. So who shows up? And I saw the Sheffield United manager told his
Andy
players.
Carroll doesn't show up.
Andy Carroll never shows up. No, Andy Carroll's on a bender somewhere. You know that. It's all his
He's drunk
injuries.
so much alcohol, I don't think he could catch anything.
All of Andy Carroll's injuries were secretly rehab stops.
Colombian induced.
What type
Yeah,
of
exactly.
rehab?
That's- yeah. All of Andy Carroll's he never really got in. He had a bit of Charlie. But yeah, so who doesn't show? I saw the Sheffield United manager was like, if players don't want to show up, I'm like, well, okay, I guess. I mean, so who from West Ham doesn't show up? Who doesn't show up?
Jack Wilshere.
Jack Wilshere's probably. I mean, yeah, he's hiding in a dryer waiting for Declan Rice.
No, he'll show up. He'll just go off injured in the first 30 seconds when somebody sneezes on him.
That's true. Well,
Broken femur.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't know. I mean, I know who does show up. Noble shows up. Fabianski shows up.
Right.
Carlos Sanchez.
You know who
Declan-
else fucking shows up? Is Roberto shows up, and I'm going to fly over myself and fucking remove him from the training ground.
Roberto
Oh,
shows up.
He's the only one we've got who we know for certain is guaranteed not to catch fuck all
They
during
won't
the
catch
season,
anything.
right?
Yeah, no, he's fine.
Exactly.
No,
So
he
don't
shows
worry
up, and
about it.
everybody immediately goes and coughs on him, and as soon as he shows up, welcome back, Roberto. Yeah, because
Cough all over his car handle
yeah,
or his bicycle handle. Because let's be honest here, you
they're
shouldn't
just
be able to.
gonna take a bunch of Kleenex and rub them all over like his shirt and like the the doorknob to his changing area.
Come on,
Yeah.
guys, we need him back. Top goal scorer in our club right now.
I'll tell you who doesn't show up, Lee. Here's one you
Own goals.
who doesn't show up. Karen Brady doesn't show up, and she doesn't look anybody in the fucking eye that she sent back to work.
Oh, I
Yeah.
agree with you there. She will absolutely not show up. No. You're totally right. Gold and Sullivan probably shouldn't because Gold's like 80. I mean,
I'm
they
hoping
kinda-
they do.
Are we really missing out if they do?
Gold can stay in that Rolls Royce he's got and just pull up to the side of the pitch.
I don't like
The TV
any
in
of-
the Rolls Royce is bigger than the one I'm staring at right now.
Of course, I don't like any of them, but I would take Gold over Sullivan. That's all I'm saying. I can't stand Sullivan in any way, and so
Does
yeah,
Carlos Sanchez show up?
of course he does because he's terrible. That's the only players. I mean, the players who show up for us are the English guys. Rice, Noble, Fab's not English,
Rice's
but
Englishness is debatable, but carry on.
well, okay, whatever. It's all the same to me.
I mean, he is a quarter Irish, isn't he? So he probably will show up.
Irish, English, it's all you people. You know what I mean? So
What do you mean, you people?
I'm talking.
Yeah,
I'm
seriously,
talking
what are
about
you talking about, you people? That's a little
you
bit.
We have
people
we have gone full circle on this this
with the
podcast
lousy
today.
food and the funny accents. You people. No. So okay, I think Ogbonna shows up because he's a gamer. But then other than that, it's all of our worst players. Roberto shows up. Sanchez shows up. Yarmolenko.
Anderson shows up and Lanzini shows up.
Lanzini shows up. Anderson shows up. Yarmolenko's there. There you go. That's who we get.
I think the biggest thing is people that have families. I think they're going to be the ones that are not going to show up. So
I agree.
Well, Cresswell has a baby. Yeah, you're right.
I wouldn't show
Cresswell
up
has
if
a
I was
baby.
him.
Cresswell said he doesn't want to play. He's concerned about his baby. It's understandable. Somebody said Allaire just had a kid. I don't know if that's true or not. But
yeah, he had a thing. He had a kid just before he joined us.
Okay, so he's got a
small... kid had some health issues, he was saying, but nobody sees that going on in the background when your form is bad.
Well, of course. I did not know the kid had health issues. I was not aware of that. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know that. Maybe I shouldn't have said so many mean things about how lazy he is.
Wow, Chaz's screen's froze on a real funny picture, didn't it? Look at that.
Chaz
It's like this.
Chaz is having a rough time. He's having a rough night. He said,
Don't
let's
use
do a
this
Chaz
damn
picture
stream anymore.
freeze frame.
yeah, no, Rebecca, it was a Swedish virgin, not Ukrainian, okay? So
She's right, though, and
you're not paying attention.
None of
You're
my
not paying
current
attention.
or future employers ever see this video.
I hope my present employer doesn't see this video because I don't think my present employer knows about any of this.
My present employer, his son's an Arsenal fan, asked me where I go to watch games. I said, know where you're going.
There you go.
That's an interesting question for you. For those of us that do go have a regular pub that we go to watch, what the hell's going to happen there? I mean, because we've got, like, on a bad day, we have about 25 people that turn up at a small Irish bar.
Yeah.
In the North Dallas suburbs.
Are you going to
There's
show?
no way we're going to be able to keep social distancing going on there. No way at all.
No. And here's
you
the
got
thing.
the weather, though, Wayne. You got the weather.
You could do it out. You could do it outdoors.
Will they turn some of these outside?
Yeah, but we've got a tiny little area. You should go to the Dallas Hammers Facebook page someday and see the area we've got outside. It's like it's like one of those fucking Eastern European supporter sections where the only thing that's missing is the barbed wire across the top of it. It's like
great.
So buy some barbed wire and make it homely.
Yeah, I don't know how we'd do it. We'd have to have a TV outside somewhere. Well, I mean, regardless, I've got a heart condition, so I'm not going to be going until there's a vaccine for it.
I have to be careful because I always mention this on every show now, but my mom lives with us. She's 75. She's 2 rooms behind me.
Mm-hmm.
We've been very protective of her. She's healthy, but we've been very protective of her. The only thing I would consider doing is I would think about setting a TV up outside and having like 2 people, having like Ken and Tim over maybe. And you know what I mean? And just we keep our distance, you know what I mean? We keep our 6 feet apart and we watch outside. Like I would think about that. I would consider that.
Why not just have a Zoom meeting?
Well, I mean, you could do that too.
In all seriousness, I mean, that's what we're talking about doing in our group is just everybody going on Zoom and putting it on the TV and just watching it at their own places and just reacting on Zoom.
Yeah.
And if one person has a faster internet, they get kicked out of the group.
That's it. I've had that problem already. You don't want to do that.
Have you?
Well, yeah, because I have a bunch of friends who are on cable and I stream all my TV, so you're about 30 seconds behind.
Yeah,
we've had to watch it on our phones before.
Yeah, I stream my TV too, and I'm always behind too. Yeah. In fact, I used to have satellite.
I don't have any problem because I don't go to the pub to watch it. So.
You don't? What'd you say? I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, no, I did when I was younger, but I don't go to the pub to watch it anymore because 2 reasons. 1, I probably get a bit too passionate, and 2, I don't need to start drinking at 10 in the morning. That's bad news.
The rest of your
I
day.
don't start drinking at 10. I stop at 10 in the morning. I usually start about 6:30.
It does sort of wreck the rest of your day.
Try watching this shit in San Diego.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it in California. Those 7:30 a.m. games that are 4:30 in the morning.
7:30. Yeah, I was gonna say keep going back.
Yeah.
The 4:30 a.m. on the West Coast.
Rob, come on, Hawaii.
So yeah.
Hey, did anyone see the face masks with the little straw holes in them? Those are brilliant.
Rob, you just got to talk over Wayne. He'll go with you. Go on, Rob.
like, no, I'd be getting notifications as my alarm's going off. Like, match started. Like, oh crap, got to go to work. I'm like at work getting notifications and sitting there cursing.
Already losing.
Yeah, exactly. Somehow we're down 1-0 after 10 minutes, and there's no match. Yeah,
Sanchez already screwed up.
Yeah, I would consider. I mean, I don't. But the thing is, I think it's going to be so depressing to watch games in empty stadiums. To me, it's just like watching a training session. I don't have that much interest in it. I mean, only from the standpoint of if the Premier League resumes, of us needing to stay up. Do you know what I mean? But the whole idea of playing in an empty ground, I'd rather they just wait. I'd rather they wait until it's safe to get fans back in. I don't care when that is. Wait until it's safe. Pick up the season 2 years from now. It doesn't matter. Something more normal. I hate this idea of like, well, they're going to play in like empty grounds. They're going to turn their heads when they tackle. They're going to, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah.
Well, weren't they saying they were going to bring up extra teams next season? I forget how that ended.
I don't think that was ever real. I think that's just some speculation that people have done. That they were going to bring up Leeds and West Brom and then have a 22-team Premiership, or 22-club Premiership.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they're trying to strong arm a lot of these teams as well.
Yeah,
it's all part of the negotiation. All the shit that's going on in the press is all strong arming behind the scenes.
Of course, it is
little leaks here and there, so they can line everybody up and make sure they have the votes before they do it.
It's all about the TV money. It's not even about Liverpool at this point. I don't think anybody would care if Liverpool got the trophy. Maybe some Everton supporters of Manchester United, but nobody realistically thinks that the league is going to be competitive if it restarts. It's not about Liverpool. It's about the TV money. It's 100% about the TV money. That's it. That's all it's about. And I just don't. I mean, it seems short-sighted to me to what do you restart now, and then what do you do about next season if they finish in July? Do you restart again in August for the next season? I wouldn't think that's even possible. It seems as though you're going to lose TV broadcasts somewhere at some point. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's now or later, you're not going to be able to get them all
being
in.
dead.
Well, there's that too. I mean, listen, these managers are not young men. A lot of them. Some of them are, but a lot of them are not.
If we still have Pellegrini.
Yeah, wait till the first player dies of COVID.
I bet David Sullivan's kicking himself that he got rid of Pellegrini so early when he could have had like his escape clause would have been that Pellegrini has to self-isolate to make sure that he's safe because he's
just waiting for him to die so he doesn't have to pay him anymore.
I'm not going that darkly, but I'm saying that he would have to take care of himself and be nowhere near the first team.
What do you mean I have to self-isolate in this porta potty? Sorry.
But yeah, Wayne, going back to your comment, that's what it's going to take to stop the season. As one of these players
is. One of the players is going to have to die for them to say, okay, we can't do this. But then all the other players are going to turn around and say, yeah, this isn't going to happen. We're not doing it anymore.
Because there are players with some sort of vulnerability, right? I mean, there are players with...
they all play in claret and blue, mate.
Well, I mean, health-wise, though, if you have some sort of heart condition, you remember Marc-Vivien Foé, obviously. I'm sure there are guys with similar conditions or something along those lines. I know the professional athletes are extremely healthy. I get that. But they're going to have vulnerabilities, or they're going to have families with vulnerabilities or something along those lines. And it seems like a real, just a disaster waiting to happen. And all of it, 100% of it is about money, about TV money. That's it. That's all there is. At this point, does anybody care if Liverpool just takes the stupid trophy?
I couldn't care less.
It's like that scene. If you guys have seen Cars, the original Cars movie, okay, which is a really great movie. I've seen it like 100 times with my sons. So, not to spoil it, but Chick Hicks wins the Piston Cup at the end. And
cheating bastard.
And they just sort of throw it at him. You know what I mean? There's this great scene where he's up there and everybody's booing him, and they throw the cup at him and it bounces off of him. That's Liverpool getting the Premier League trophy this season. Just like, take it, just whatever, just take it. You know what I mean?
It'll still be an asterisk next to it, so I'm fine with it.
Even if the Premier League starts again, there's an asterisk next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Rob, go ahead.
Oh no, just let Liverpool have it, end it. That's it.
I mean, yeah.
Whatever. Like,
Yeah, this is maybe a little bit true. I'm not saying I don't watch it alone. Cars. It's a good movie. I don't like most Disney stuff, but I like.
You watch
I
the
like
English
Cars.
version or the Swedish version, Lee?
Well, the Swedish version of everything is always better. Yeah.
Is that
you
just
know.
a Volvo?
Yeah, it's a Volvo.
And a
I know a
Star.
guy who drives a Volvo. He's like a big. He's of Swedish heritage, and like everything he owns in his house is Swedish, and his kids have Swedish names. And I mean, he's American.
John.
He's from
What
here.
are
He's from
Swedish
here.
names?
Lars,
Oh,
sweet
that's a
kid.
good
Don't get me
name.
wrong. It's like basically my son's best friend is Lars, and he's a very nice kid. But yeah,
I'm
Lars
so
and
happy.
Does he play the guitar?
well, he's a very smart kid, so give him time, and he probably will. He'll probably be like Lars Ulrich, or or Lars. How many other Larses are there? I don't know, but he's a smart kid. His dad's a smart dude too, really smart dude. But yeah,
Is it
they're like
Lars is or Lars I?
I don't know. They're super hardcore Swedish though. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna tell you. So I didn't tell you my story about
I
having
like
satellite.
super hardcore Swedish.
Yeah, I do too, especially if they can give you a nice massage and they can't say anything. I forgot to tell you my story about having satellite TV. This guy got all interrupted. So, so when the Bruins were in the Stanley Cup
I
final
couldn't pass it up.
in 2011, all right, in 2011, the year they won it. Okay, I was living in Waltham, and I had satellite TV. Well, my neighbor had cable, and cable was like a good 5 or 6 seconds ahead of satellite. And when the weather got nice in the spring and we had the windows open, I always knew it was going to happen because if the opponent scored, he would drop an F-bomb, and if the Bruins scored, he would go, yeah. So, and you could hear him like down the street, you know. So I had a little preview. I didn't really have to watch the game because I could just listen for him, and I would know like, oh, we gave up a goal or we scored a goal. So, you know, that's a good memory. I really
That's why I have
enjoyed
to
that.
turn foot mob off.
That's, oh yeah. So there's also, you guys are aware, of course, that it's not just Korea and Germany. They're starting to play elsewhere too. I think the Czech League is like doing some friendlies.
Oh
The-
fuck! I've got to catch some of them matches.
The Faroe Islands
The
Premiership.
men's league, not the
Yes.
women's league.
Pharaohs.
The Faroe Islands Premiership is back.
What's that?
Um,
Four men and a bunch of sheep.
Well,
That's
I mean,
Scotland.
it's probably better than the Scottish Premier League. Yeah, you got Belarus, of course. They never stopped. So on Saturday at 9:00, you have TB Tvoroyi against.
I was really hoping you were going to say TBH, and I was like, that's not a game.
Yeah. So in Faroe Islands, you have TV Tvoroyi playing host to Klaksvik. That should be really good.
You're so cultured.
That's 9:00.
Can you please do that in a Faroan accent, please?
Aren't they part of Holland? I think they are. Aren't
The
they? Isn't that the
Faroes?
Dutch?
Pharaohs?
No,
They're
or is
Scottish.
it?
Scandinavian, aren't they?
Or is it
They're
Icelandic?
Egyptian.
No,
No, they have giant pyramids. Jesus.
actually, I think
Uncultured
it's
people.
I think it's like a property of Iceland. I don't really remember, to be honest. I can't remember.
Didn't the English try and invade them at one point?
We try to invade every fucker.
That
at
was the
one point.
Falklands. That was the Falklands. That's
The
a different part of the
Falklands.
world. And they won, by the way. The
Yeah, it
British won
wasn't
the
tried.
Falklands War. The British won the Falklands War over one of the great military powers of the world, Argentina.
Well, they had
The country
very
that makes-
strong tactics in that because they knew the Argentinian missiles could go 25 miles. So they set the ship
Exocets.
26 miles off the coastline.
Yeah.
Well, I know, Rob, as a service member yourself, I know that the real threat to American liberty is Argentina.
Oh yes, I'm quite positive that's
You guys are always training for that attack coming from Argentina.
There's
It's like-
some interesting history for you though about the Falkland Islands. Did you know that America actually took it from Argentina first, and then the
That
United
doesn't
States,
surprise me.
and then the United States decided they didn't want to give it back to Argentina, so they asked England if they would take it off of them. So America actually gave the Falkland Islands to the United Kingdom.
And then we made you
You're
fight the war.
welcome.
Then we made you fight the war for it. So
Wasn't much
Who's-
of a war.
no, it wasn't. But who's looking like the smartest part of the deal there?
Canada.
Yeah,
well,
because
that's
they
all,
didn't get
they
involved
always
at
look.
all.
So you guys should know too that the sluts play Saturday at noon.
Yes.
Oh
They
yeah,
play-
I'm going to watch the Sluts
Now
play
they
on
lost.
Saturday.
They lost last week. I was very disappointed. They lost last week, and they are no longer top
They're
of the
in second
league.
now.
They are now in second on goal differential. They're behind BATE Borisov, which I know is a club that wants to knock Saint Etienne out of the Europa League.
Are you looking on FotMob,
Yeah,
Lee?
yeah. I always use FOTMob. It's the best.
What?
FOTMob. It's the
What's
app
that?
with all the scores.
It
Oh,
literally
no.
has 90% of the world's soccer on here.
Oh, it's astonishing. I mean, there's
Oh.
stuff from like the Egyptian third division on there. I mean, it's crazy, and it's live. It's like
Oh,
live.
check this out. The first one up on my FotMob is Bin Din 6, Fish Sauce Kanhoa 0.
What league is that? What Cub Scout league is
Yeah,
that?
Bin
It
Din.
says it's a club friendly.
Now,
But-
Bin Din. It doesn't say where it's from. I'm guessing that's from Vietnam. That sounds Vietnamese to me.
Bin Din and Fish San Kanhoa.
Yeah,
Fish San Kanhoa.
these all sound Vietnamese to me, like Dong Thap Cao Lan, or it sounds like Vietnam, or maybe
like Malaysian
maybe
or
Laos.
something.
Maybe
Dong
Laos or
Thap-
Vietnam.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're on the wrong website.
Go to our live Southeast
Thap.
Asia expert, Rob. Does that sound Vietnamese to you?
Does that sound Vietnamese, Rob?
It shows you how fucking desperate we are for football when the only teams that are playing today are ones that we can't fucking pronounce, or they sound like number 22 on the local Chinese menu.
I know. I can't
You
even.
can't
I
say Chinese menu.
What?
You
Why?
can't say Chinese menu.
Sorry, the coronavirus menu.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah. So this
Lee,
is.
I like how that was the one thing you got upset about. Like, wait, what? We can't say that? After everything that's been said today.
Yeah, that's like. Why can't you say Chinese? You can talk about smooth calves and Swedish versions. Swedish virgins.
An hour and 7 minutes, and that's the one thing that the line gets drawn in the sand. Like, no.
Come on, man.
Check this out. There's a team called Lam Dong.
Yes. There is.
Lam Dong.
I might have a new.
I tell you
favorite.
what, I will pay $100 to the first person that comes up with a very good chant for Lam Dong.
I might have a new favorite. club.
Everybody lamb dong tonight.
I said a good chant, Chad.
No. I'll tell you what. We may just switch this whole thing to American Lam Dong TV, because I think it would attract a whole new audience.
Oh, check this out. In Belarus,
probably a much
Torpedo
bigger audience.
Zodino.
To what?
Torpedo Zodino.
I like the
All right,
torpedo
how do we get-
clubs.
How do we get those two to player friendly in North Carolina?
Don't know, but I'm going to have to put my glasses on for these.
This is going to be American Lam Dong TV from now on. I just want everybody to know that our sole focus will be on Lam Dong. We will do nothing but accommodate Lam Dong.
We're gonna have so many Scottish fans showing up now.
We're gonna have Wales.
So,
We're gonna have a huge influx of Welsh. Sorry.
Since we're called Hammers, does that mean then that their fans are called the Dongers? Or are they just the Dongs?
The Donga kebabs.
The Dong Kebab?
What if their striker's named Jeffrey?
Jeffrey Donger. That's terrible. We're losing it.
Oh,
Please, somebody come up with a freaking cure for this shit.
no, it's just getting good. It's just getting good. Oh, there's a club called Sirius, like the radio. Like, and
Oh, I
they're-
just saw that. Yeah, and they're playing
Yeah.
Djurgården.
They're playing Oh, that's in Sweden.
Djurgården.
Oh, that's in Sweden
Djurgården?
because Sweden didn't lock in. Oh, they're playing in Israel too. Look, Maccabi Tel Aviv and Hapoel Rana. I guess they're there's football just like all over the world. Sweden didn't lock down. Sweden kept everything open, so they're
Well, they
playing.
have to.
They have to because of their masseuse population.
And the Yankees.
The Swedish have
We're-
always been very open.
I'm sure. I'm sure they have. Yeah, there's some good clubs name going on. The club names going on here. There's some good stuff that we should really be paying more attention to as citizens of the world.
They've got a Scottish team in Germany. In
What?
the Bundesliga too. It's called Wihen. Wihen.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Wihen.
That doesn't. I don't know what she's talking about. But I will say. Oh,
We
this
had
wait a
this
minute.
territory.
Sunday at 7:30 in the morning, there is a big match between Greuther Fürth. John, you speak German, right?
No.
You just look like somebody who speaks German.
Not at all. No,
You just look like somebody
why
who
do I
speaks
look
German.
like I speak German? That doesn't
I don't know.
make
You kind of have a serious nature.
He
about
said he
you.
couldn't grow facial hair. He can't speak
sense.
German.
Nature about me.
How do you expect him to speak German if he can't grow facial hair?
No, but what is this?
Is right here, right?
You just gonna all he can grow is a little tuft. It's Greuther.
We're getting banned
Fürth.
from this stream.
We are Greuther Fürth. We're getting banned from the internet. Greuther Fürth versus Hamburg. Now, okay, so this is picked. So Hamburg are third, and they're only 1 point out of the automatic promotion spots, and they are
It's
playing on
Greuther
Sunday
Fürth.
morning. Greuther Fürth is fifth, and they're yeah. So this is kind of a big this is kind of a big match.
What does SV stand for?
Sportverein.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah,
Sportverein.
I'm
It's
the
like
one that speaks fucking German. He knows that right off the middle of his head, right there.
it's like sports club. It's Sportverein. Yeah.
Sportverein.
Well,
Just matter of fact.
I have a Hamburg shirt, believe it or not, that I bought after I saw them play. I don't know where it
I have a
is.
Hofbrau shirt.
I don't know where it is, but I've got it's it's a nice one. Got one somewhere. Anyway, I think I'm about done.
You're never done, Lee.
I don't know. Oh, Adam's on the chat. Who won the who won? Was it Jazz? Jazz, did you win, or was it Zach? Wasn't it? Who went up against him?
Yeah, Jazz won. I just watched the stream before I came over here.
Oh, he did. Okay, because I never get to see it because it's that time of the night is when I'm putting the boys to bed, and
Yeah,
that
crushed it.
You're watching your Swedish soccer.
I like my Swedes. Yeah. So Jazz, well, congratulations to Jazz. Good job there. How
Can we
bad
bring
was
the
it?
dog back on, by the way?
Was there a
try.
dog?
In the
I didn't even
background
notice. When was there a dog?
I think it was somewhere in between Alan Keys and Corona.
Alan Keys?
Yeah, Alan
Yeah.
Wrenches.
Alan Wrenches.
Oh, I
Swedish
thought you meant.
dog. He got
Oh, I
weird.
was thinking of.
Well,
Not
we
the
bounced
actual
all over the
person.
world in this show, didn't we?
Isn't there a guy named Alan Keys? Isn't there like was he like a? Didn't he run for president or something? Am I making that up?
Alicia Keys' brother.
No. There's a real guy. I'm sure of it. There has to be.
All right,
Yeah.
Sounds like a name that you're gonna find on MASH.
No, Alan Keys. It's Keyes. Alan Keys, and
Bull mash gets
he's a real dude.
smashed.
He's a conservative political activist, pundit, author, and former ambassador.
He is.
Yes,
He ran for office this last go round.
he did. I wasn't making this up.
No,
Alan
you're not
Keys is a
making it
real
up.
guy.
He's a black
He's
guy
a-
with a grey beard.
Right. He's a real guy, and he also opened.
He's your alter ego.
He also is what you use to put together IKEA furniture. He's very handy. As you're putting together
Just with
furniture
a
with
few
him,
screws loose.
as you're putting together furniture with him, you can discuss the conservative issues that are important to you. Yeah, Alan Keys, there he is. I'll tell you what, listen, the dude's impressive. He is a.
Is it a naked picture of him?
Well, no, it's just a. I mean, hang on.
There can be. I have Photoshop.
Wait a minute. Now I want you to. I want to show you this picture here, okay? Because look, he's telling you like he's warning you. He's like, hey, this is
Hey,
important to me.
motherfucker.
He's saying like,
watch your mouth. Watch
he's
your
saying
mouth.
like, you want to put that IKEA chest of drawers together.
Let's all do our best Alan
Why
Keys
does that-
impression at the same time. You have to.
Why does that
use-
microphone look like it's from the 1920s? Or is that his
I
tie?
think it
What the
might be
hell
from
is
the
going
80s. I mean, that's an old picture of him. There's no way that's a current picture of him.
Man, that would make a great meme. I'm telling you, that picture right
on?
there.
All right, yeah.
Kind of is, actually.
Someone save that and send it to me.
What is the curtain in the background?
Dude, it's on his Wikipedia. It's just on his Wikipedia. It's just, I don't know what that
With
it's like-
everything that's been discussed today, I don't know if I'm going to be able to retain his name.
hey, this has all been preserved. to
Great.
be watched whenever you want. So, by the way, we've picked up like 4 more viewers in the last 15 minutes.
God bless
Keep
them.
it going.
People are out there like talking to each other. Like
They
"You guys
must
see
be insomniacs from England.
any sort of car wreck or dumpster fire will always
Yeah, Adam's in
draw.
the chat room saying this is about to get controversial. That's how you
Always
know we
draw.
missed the first hour.
They're still waiting for it to kick in.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, this is. Oh, okay. I don't know what that's all about, but yeah, about to get. No, it's gotten. It's calmed down.
It's
a lot,
been-
actually. Yeah, it's calmed
So
down.
Oh,
far.
my
By the
alter
way,
ego's in the chat room. I didn't see Frankel.
yeah, he's there. By the way, Rob, you have a fan club. People think you should be talking more. No, I'm serious.
Wording.
I know it's
Can't get a word in with me.
Got Wayne over here every time. He's like, "Hey, Rob, what do you think?" And he jumps in and takes my spot.
Rob,
He's-
what do you think? Sidebar into the far deep left corner of the field.
Wayne is bad about that, and I would never do something like that. Obviously,
Oh,
No, Lee never stopped talking in the first place, so you can't get a word in.
that's true. It's just like a constant hum, like an undertone. It just sort of keeps going. It's like the
The
bagpipes.
very first podcast.
Did you ever see the ones that Lee and I did right at the beginning where the two of us would interview someone and Lee would ask a question and I'd sit there like that for 45 minutes?
I think I was on one of those first podcasts.
That's why they wouldn't let me do the rapid fire questions. When we used to do rapid fire questions.
I remember the first time we went to do them, I texted Tim, I'm like, tell Lee they're supposed to be like fucking 5 seconds each.
No, it took like 20 minutes. It just
Yeah,
went on.
20, it was 30.
It sort of just went on and on. So Alan Keyes ran against.
Back to
And
Alan
back
Key.
to this.
No, he ran against Barack Obama for the Senate seat in Illinois
In the
2004.
1986 Olympics.
In 2004, he didn't do particularly well. But yeah, no, so I knew Alan Keyes was a real person. I'm not making this stuff up. I had a friend last night. I was talking to a good friend of mine. I haven't seen him in a long time, and he told me he's going to write me in for president. He's going to vote for me for president. He's going to write me in.
Was his
I
name
didn't even
Flathead
ask.
Screwdriver?
I didn't even ask. No, he's Bulgarian, so I'm not. Well, he's a
Just from
citizen. He can vote.
Goo-goo.
Do you
He can
know
vote.
any
He can
Americans, Lee?
Do what?
Do you know any Americans?
No. What would the point of that be? No, I don't know any Americans. No, they don't like me. They don't want to be around me. That's yeah, that's the problem with that. I use too many
So-
English expressions.
Is that why
Yeah.
Lee's never on here anymore?
Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm never on here anymore. Yeah, I use
Or,
too many English. There are just expressions like you say it's the tits. We don't really say that here, but I've started saying
Oh, the
that.
dog's bollocks, mate.
The dog's but you could say bollocks and nobody knows what that means. Americans don't know what that means, so they don't care.
Oh, I say the tits all the time. That's why I'm
I do
banned
too.
from Costco.
John, should we tell them what
How many
what
pieces
bollocks really
can
is?
you ban?
You got banned from an online store. That's not even possible.
I got a Twitter ban for calling Arnautovic a snake.
You're kidding.
No, you remember that? Don't you remember
Oh,
that?
yeah, I do remember that.
I
do
remember that.
Oh no,
I
but
got a
that's 'cause-
24-hour Twitter ban.
That's
for
not
calling
why
him-
you got a Twitter ban. You
No,
got a
what did
Twitter
I
ban.
get it for? I got it for
No,
something.
you said he was going to get takeout or something. He made a joke about him eating Chinese food. That's why. You
Is
made a
that what
joke
it was?
about him eating Chinese food or pork chow mein or something, and that you got
Oh,
banned.
that's
for that.
what I no. It said,
That was
I said,
what it was.
I hope he chokes on his Chinese food.
Oh, that's
I
what
said,
it was.
I hope he chokes on a dumpling or something like that. I
Something
said.
like that. Yeah,
And
something
that's
like
why
that.
they banned
yeah.
me.
They ban you, but they let a lot of other people hang out on Twitter.
Yep.
Say a lot of weird,
Is
bizarre
it so?
things.
It's Chow Chow Ming.
Cho chow.
What was the thing? Do you guys remember when there was? And this is horrible. I know it's horrible, but it's also funny. Do you remember when there was a plane crash and there was like a
Oh, that's hilarious,
Which one?
Lee.
it was like a Chinese or a Korean plane that crashed. And
that makes
You
it
have to
even
be far
funnier.
more specific.
no. And then there was a news program that reported the names of the pilots, but they were made up names that somebody had sent in as a joke. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
And it was
Wasn't
like
that the one that crashed off Australia
it might
or
have been.
Taiwan?
Yeah,
No.
news station reports. Okay, yeah. So this is it was an intern did it. An intern did it. This is terrible. I can't believe I'm thinking about
Read it
this.
out.
No, I'm
We
gonna
also
show it to you.
lost
I'm gonna
John.
show- I'm
John's
gonna show it
gone.
to you.
John's
gonna
going,
sh-
fuck this, I'm taking the dog for a walk.
John cannot. He works for a public utility, so he's already been fired. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this for you. Okay, this is what it was.
You got him in the wrong ears, John.
This this is
What I thought.
this is what it was.
What
Something
the fuck
wrong.
did I miss?
Are we too low? Holy fuck.
What did I
Hey,
miss?
why don't we do this? Why don't we each play one of these characters and enact the scene? Then we'll go from top to bottom. You be Captain Something Wong at the top, Lee. John, you be We Too Low.
You're not fucking get me.
I'll
in
be
this
Holy
now.
Fuck.
I want to be Bang Ding Owl. Bang Ding Owl.
Banging out.
Oh, that's the best one. That's the best one.
That's so bad. That's so bad.
This happened.
You can just
on,
imagine, couldn't you? Them going, something wrong, something wrong. I know something wrong. No, something wrong. Quick, pull the nose up. Something wrong. I know
This
something
was on-
wrong.
So this was on like a
He's
big
my
TV
cousin.
station too. This was KTVU. I think it's like in LA or San Francisco. Like it's a big market. You know what I mean? It's not like
Did they
it's
fire
not like
the intern?
well, either they fired him or promoted him. I don't know.
Probably
He's
running
now
the
head of the
station in
network.
Kansas now.
Oh, it says we've taken the appropriate action. Probably took him back and shot him.
I tell you, they
taken
probably
the
had, they took him out
appropriate
for a beer, got him drunk and laid.
Yeah, yeah.
They changed his name to Holy Shit.
Oh, it was. Oh, wait a minute. It wasn't a TV intern. It was a. Who was it? It was. Okay. Oh, Oakland. So the news station was in Oakland, but that's still San Francisco. Bay Area is large. You know.
Oh
It's more
shit,
like
that's a
five-
scary looking picture.
It's like
What's going on?
That's me if I actually groomed.
this is.
And
this
that's
is
your
Wayne-
wife
this is-
looking at your photo.
That's Wayne's last girlfriend. Not Jerry Stiller, the other one. Yeah. So Channel 2 reported the names of. Yeah.
I'm hungry now.
Oh, three
Yeah, can you
people.
click?
Oh, 3 people were killed. Okay. I mean, so that's. I mean, okay. I thought it was like one of these big 200.
Oh look, the guy at the bottom's doing Arsenal TV.
Haha, trending in Canada, as if that's even possible. How can you trend? Yeah, 8 good things that happened this week. That's from last week. There were no good things that happened this week, except for this broadcast, which just gets better and better. All right, so that's
It's the Seinfeld episode of American Hammers TV. It's the show about nothing.
it's a show about nothing. You know what I was gonna do too? You know what I was gonna do? My idea was before we started. My idea was I wanted to discuss Mark Noble's career legacy.
Yeah, let's get into that, please.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
I wanted to be like, is he a legend if he's never won a trophy?
Yep.
This is one of those like feed the hungry children. Like we're gonna be on
It's
for
only taking us
24
90
hours.
minutes to get to it, right?
Yeah,
it's a
well,
telethon.
listen, it's okay. So I'll tell you why I thought about that. All right, I'll tell you why I thought. Nobody's watching anymore. Okay, so we've been running
There's
these,
more people watching now
except
than there were when we
Rebecca.
started.
except Rebecca, who can't take her eyes off of what we're doing.
It's like a train
This is-
crash.
Oh, the fuck.
Airplane
yeah.
crash.
Yeah, so we've been running these polls on the Twitter feed about like best players of the Premier League era, right? Best West Ham players of the Premier League era, and which everybody keeps saying like Bobby Moore, and I'm like, okay, guys, since 1993, all right. But anyway,
Bobby
best-
Zamora.
right. Well, I don't know. We haven't gotten to strikers yet. So Tim's been running these, and I think Justin has been helping. And there was a midfielder poll that came down to like Michael Carrick, Declan Rice, Noble and Scott Parker. And so Noble and Scott Parker won fairly easily. And all these people were coming on and saying, the commenters were coming on our Twitter feed and saying, I mean, come on, like, really, Noble, really? You know, like, yes, he's a legend as far as his loyalty and all that, but as far as, like, is he the best of those four players or one of the two best of those four players? There was a lot of doubt, you know. So my thought was, what is Mark Noble's legacy? Has he hung on too long? Is he a legend on the Billy Bonds level? Or is he just a guy who has been with the club since he was 11 and has been a great servant and is like a good dude that we all like?
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to ask. That was what I was going to ask.
Thank you for joining American Hammers TV tonight.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to
Before I
answer
started-
it, or are you just asking it? And what are we doing?
No, answer it if you want to. I don't care. What have I got
You
to
better
do?
get Rob in before fucking somebody else
Yeah,
jumps
Rob,
in. Go on, Rob.
let's get Rob in because he never gets to talk. Because Wayne talks all the time.
Everybody mute themselves.
Okay, I'll do
Nope.
that. That's fair.
Nobes, love the guy. Do I think he's a legend? So for actually the poll, I picked Parker over Nobes. Everyone muted themselves. Great. No one's got any feedback for me.
No
But-
pressure. No pressure. No, I, you know how much I love Scott Parker. Everybody knows I love Scott Parker. Noble, I mean, you know, quality-wise, I don't know. I don't know, but who knows? I didn't watch Billy Bonds play. You know, I didn't watch Bobby Moore play. I mean, I've seen the clips, but you know, I don't go back that far. So,
Noble's
knows?
cut from the same cloth as Bonds.
Fuck
but
yeah,
is he as good a player?
Doesn't
I mean,
matter. Questions he's a legend. He's a fucking legend.
Okay, so
Well, you have
does-
to take what was happening back then versus nowadays. You don't have those massive money transfers.
No, you don't. No, is he a legend? Like, is he a legend? Like, you name part of the stadium after him? Legend? Is he at that level?
Yeah, I would.
No.
He's an ambassador. He's an ambassador. He will be an ambassador for the team.
Okay, so but he's not. But he's not on the Bonds Moore Trevor Brooking plane.
Section, yes. Part of the stadium, no.
Like a row of seats.
It's like 101 to 10,
Like the bar.
15.
I
Like
was
the
thinking the
claret,
same thing, John, a bar.
the
How
claret
about the
seats.
fucking outside COVID-19 testing center at the training ground, the Mark Noble testing center?
Mark Noble pandemic.
That would mean you get carried into it, right?
And bar.
Right, you get carried into it. If you, yeah, he gives you the test, like he gets right up in your face, like Pogba, shoves that thing right up your nose. That's how he gives the test.
Surprise!
Is he more or less of a legend than DiCanio?
More.
He's
Because
more.
of time served.
Yeah, I agree. I feel the same way. DiCanio, better player, of course, but you know, listen. I mean, here's the thing about DiCanio. Okay, I mean, as great as he was, as much as I always loved him, didn't he freak out a lot? Didn't he like refuse to go on away games and stuff like that? I mean,
He didn't like them.
that's what I mean. Like, I can remember going on like Knees Up Mother Brown like 10, 12 years ago, and people talking about how they talked about things he didn't like about DiCanio. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't like this infallible legend. He was like this guy who was a great, brilliant player when he decided he felt like playing.
He
You know.
was a brilliant
Yeah, he
player,
was a
though.
prima donna all day long. But
Right.
love the guy. Man, that fiery Italian passion, that's what I loved.
Of course. And he was a brilliant player. I mean, he's one of the reasons I started watching West Ham to begin with. But I also know that he took games off. He took days off, you know. I mean,
But he was always prepared when he went out on the pitch. That's the thing, though.
And it's
Well,
the
I-
Oh,
it's
wasn't
the
there a
memory.
video of him like losing his shit because he wasn't getting penalty calls?
I think so.
Quite rightly so, though. I mean, people used to like cut him up something brutal back then.
Yeah. He had a reputation. That was when that.
He
A few years before him, and of course, obviously, what happened with the referee and other things. You know, there was foreigners are all divers, right? That was kind of the mantra of the times.
Because they were.
Yeah.
But
Well,
partially,
But now everybody's a diver. Yeah. Well, no, I mean everybody loves DiCanio. I love DiCanio too. There's no doubt about it. But all I know is that I think that as the years go by and as we miss players like that, I think people forget some of his idiosyncrasies. That's all.
So here's a question. We'll talk about legends, right? And recently, the club was celebrating the Great Escape season. I think it was today or something.
It was
Yeah,
today.
last couple
Celebrating
of
one
days,
thing.
yep.
It was today.
Tevez, is he a legend?
No.
No. He's a listen. He's somebody who has a special place in the history of the club. But I'm not going to use the word legend for a guy who played one season and then went to Manchester.
I'm so happy to hear that because I hear the word Tevez legend banded about online a lot.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
do too,
understand
actually,
it.
and
He
I've
was
always
here for, like,
disagreed with it.
A year, if that.
Yeah. It
I
was
mean,
only half the year, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah, it
only
would
half
have
the
been.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was January.
I know he respected us when he went and played for other clubs. He would do the thing after after he'd score a hat trick against us when he was playing for Manchester United. He'd come and go over to the fans. That's nice. That's a nice gesture. But
I
legend.
love the story that if you heard the story about Carlton Cole when he sat down in the locker room when he first was there and said, "Boy, mate, your face didn't look dodgy."
Dude, Carlton Cole's my white whale. We have got to get him on the show.
Tevez double foot tackled him or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got to get Carlton Cole on the show. I have reached out to him on Twitter. I've sort of begged him. We've got to get Carlton Cole. We've had a lot of great guests, and we'll continue to have. But I mean, that's the one dude I got to have.
Well,
on
there's
here,
another
so.
one for you. Is Carlton Cole a legend? Because I mean, let's be honest, he was a subpar striker for a lot of the time he was with us.
He is a cult legend. He's not a legend in the.
He's beloved.
I love him. Yes.
We have very few really since the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't, have we?
I mean, who do you have? You got Dixie, Nobes, maybe Carlton Cole.
I love Carlton
Well, that's
Cole.
the other thing. What do you tag as a cult legend?
Is that like a cult hero? If you're talking cult hero, then you got
Yeah, I can agree with that. But I mean, think about it.
Well, I mean, he's not.
Tay put in a lot of hours in games for us in the championship, and did score the winner against what was that, Blackpool?
Yeah, he did. Cult hero.
I mean, obviously, I'm not putting him in the same hero status.
To me, if you're talking about a cult hero and you're talking about somebody like Thomas Repka, that's different because he was insane. Or you're talking about, right? You're talking about
somebody who's famous for their reputation rather than their playing prowess.
Right. You could even say maybe like a Lee Boyer or somebody like that. Famous for not the best reasons, necessarily. But
Arnautovic.
Well, except he was good. But Carlton Cole to me is, I think it's a slap in the face, to be honest, to our. To somebody like Billy Bonds to put Carlton Cole on that level as a legend. But I will say that he's popular. He worked hard for us. He was loyal to us. And I like him a lot.
So the next tier down, him, Bobby Zamora.
Yeah.
Like one level below. Although that goal, I think it was against West Brom, where there was like a beautiful 8-pass move.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Flicks, and Carlton curled one into the bottom right.
Yeah.
From the corner of the box. I'll never forget that one. Beautiful.
That was on, somebody posted that on Twitter the other day. It was absolutely gorgeous. I saw Carlton Cole score. The only time I ever went to the Boleyn, he scored the second goal of the match. We won 2-0. He scored the second goal. So that's one of my great claims to fame in life, is that I saw Carlton Cole score. I mean, hard worker, fantastic guy, great personality, loved the club, stuck with us in the championship, all that stuff.
Yep.
I mean, but
for that reason, he's a legend alone.
Right, but quality-wise,
no,
not a legend in terms of quality.
But it's strange because when I look about when I first started following the club when I was a kid, I mean, and I look through the years, I don't see people that can go up against a Lampard or a Billy Bonds or Bobby Moore or Frank McAvenny or Trevor Brookin. I was really, really lucky. And I feel sorry for people that are our younger generation that have not really got to see the greats. And I mean, West Ham was a well-loved club back then. I mean, it was everyone's second team. It really was because I mean, you look at it. We were the last team to ever win an FA Cup with an all-British squad.
Yes, that's true, and all English, if I'm not mistaken. I think
No,
wasn't seven-
no, you had a Scotsman. What's his
No,
name?
but if I'm not mistaken,
80 and then 75 was all English, right?
75 was all
75 was all
English.
English, yeah.
Yes,
But we had a
80 was
Scotsman.
80
I
was
can't
all
think of a
British.
Scotsman in
It was Ray Stewart.
80.
It was Ray
Ray
Stewart.
Stewart, there you go.
Ray Stewart, yeah. So 75 was all English, 80 was all British, and I believe they're both the last all
The
English
last club to do it. Yeah.
and the last one to win it from outside the top flight. Yeah, I mean, it's a great regret that I wasn't. I'm old enough, but that I wasn't aware enough because of where I grew up to see like Alan Devonshire or Tony Cotty or Frank McAvenny or
Macca
I
was
mean,
just brilliant. Macca was my hero, not only for the way he played on the pitch, but I mean, he was such a ladies' man. I wanted to be Macca.
for the amount of cocaine.
And you end up as Carlton Co.
Well, seriously, I ended up like fucking Ginger Pele. That's what I ended up like.
Sean Carlton Cole. Yeah, I wish because my sports memories, I'm old enough to remember stuff as a young kid all the way back to late 70s, really, like American football. But I just wasn't aware of English football, so it's unfortunate because there would have been a lot of players I could have remembered in that time. But
I got to add one to that 90s legend list that I was formulating before. Bish.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Who's been so good to us on this channel? Who's been on with us many times? He's a fantastic interviewer. He's a great guy.
But
yeah,
I
can't wait to meet him in person.
He was.
Do what?
What a player he was.
Oh, he was brilliant.
I can't wait to meet him in person. Which we will at some point because he did this in Florida.
Did anybody watch the cup final this week? The club replayed.
Yeah, I did. I should have been working, but I didn't.
I didn't all.
1980, you mean?
Yeah.
Sidebar, I've got to bounce because my phone's about to die.
All right. All right. We should all go here pretty soon.
Yeah, we should probably all bounce this. But there've been many 2-hour shows.
No, there haven't. And there've probably never been one worse than this. All right. Check out Rebecca's thing. Hammers it out. I think she means hammer it out. That's okay. With Becky, and Katie, our friend Katie from Philly. Tomorrow at 1:00 a.m. UK time. What is that? That's 9:00 here, right? No, that's well, I don't know. Whatever. 5 hours. 5 hours.
It's too late for this.
It doesn't matter. It's
7:00 Central Time. 7:00 Central, 8:00 Eastern.
8:00. That's right. 8:00 Eastern time. 5 on the West Coast.
West Coast.
Yep. 5 on the West Coast. So you write it up like right after you're done with work, and you can watch. She says she's washed her hair for it. I don't know how long a hair wash lasts, but anyway, check them out. They're awesome, Katie and Rebecca. And anyway, John Wayne. Look at that, John Wayne, Chaz, Rob.
Well, I'm gonna go have a glass of milk.
Thank you for traversing this beautiful land with me, and thank you for walking hand in hand and carrying me when I could go no further, like the footprints in the sand. And I will tell Tim tomorrow that I'm never doing this again, which won't matter because he'll tell me I'm never doing it again. But anyway, 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Check out Rebecca. Check out Becky and Katie. Those are their cute names. Rebecca and Catherine, I'm sure, are their proper names. Anyway, guys, thanks for being on. Thanks
or
for
as
watching.
we refer to them in the family as bitch and hoe.
Nope.
Wayne, you just. Oh man.
Yeah, guys, I gotta go.
Anyway, come on, you Irish. We're out.
See ya.